I tried 20 new smelly good perfumes over the last couple of months, and honestly, most were a total waste of time. Total waste of money, like le pew. Needless to say, I'm very easily influenced by perfume content creators out there. So today, we're gonna be doing sort of a rapid fire review of every single one. So let's go. So the first one I think is gonna be very polarizing. People either love it or hate it, but there is some ride or dies out there, and it's Lattafa Angham. And when I saw the scent profile, I thought that I was gonna love this because it's sweet citrus and lavender and vanilla, but I could not wash this off my skin fast enough. It was an instant motion sickness headache, just ugh. Longevity though is eternal. Like, you're gonna smell like this in the afterlife, and for me, that's hell. Now, a Dubai fragrance that I do really like is called Key Wifey Material, and the hint is in the name here. This is gonna be a phenomenal wedding day fragrance or a date night fragrance. Now, it is super, super heavy on the white florals on the initial spray. I had to be really patient with this, but after a little while, it settled down into one of the most beautiful fragrances. It is so, so pretty. It's a little musky, it's a little floral, it's a little vanilla, but it took a while. I was like, new. It reminds me very much of the Yield 212 from Herrera. Do you remember that? This is better. And speaking of Herrera, I tried her brand new fragrance called La Bomba, not to be confused with the movie La Bomba. And thankfully I bought a travel size because I returned this immediately. The dragon fruit is really prominent in the opening, and then it just sort of coagulates into a stale Delaware punch. And no thank you. And then I also tried Aina's FORVR Mood Deluxe Duo Perfume Set. It comes with I Am Her and She Was Here. And unfortunately, these are dabbers and not sprayers. I find that you can get a better gauge of what it's gonna smell like and its sillage when it wafts in the air, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I think I prefer She Was Here. It's just a better balanced fruity floral, and I like that the scent profile doesn't change too much throughout the day. So there isn't a lot of layers, there's not a lot of guesswork. What you see is what you get with these, and then it dries down to like a second skin. So if you're really sensitive to fragrances, these are gonna be right up your alley. And as I said before, She Was Here is my favorite. I Am Her is a little bit too sickly sweet toffee for me, but I'm definitely gonna be going with She Is Her. A full size is gonna be purchased. You know, she is expensive. I'm not really sure if the next one is new or not, but I'm gonna share it with you anyway because Kèrastase came out with their own hair perfume, and it's called Gloss Absolu, and I adore this smell. It's clean and it's bright and it's rosy. It's very rose prominent, so if you don't like rose, you're not gonna like this one, but it smells expensive and it smells like a luxury salon, and then it's gone in 10 seconds. And for the price, that's a no bueno situation. I am so, so sorry. Now, if we could just get the 90s Revlon Outrageous shampoo into perfume form, then we'd be cooking. Like, take my money. Now, I know that these were released some time ago, but the Korres Greek Collection is supposedly legendary. I've heard fantastic things. So I decided to pick up the $22 Discovery set, and there is two notable standouts. Whoa, Nelly. If you like clean bar soap that's very reminiscent of like a vintage olive olay, you're going to love Lefko. It smells so good. It's clean, it's a little bit powdery, it's fresh, but it's not overwhelmingly powdery, and it's not toilet bowl. This is like jeans and a t-shirt personified, and anybody can wear it. Now, Sickanos, on the other hand, is absolutely toilet bowl through and through. It is extremely powdery. It's like 1920s granny's vanity with talcum powder just floating in a cloud, and then there's a side table with toothpaste and toilet bowl cleaner tabs. Just no. Velocia starts off unisex, and then it dries down into this really beautiful, warm, woody vanilla. It's very clean. Like, the common denominator with all of these is extremely clean. And if you're sensitive to fragrances, especially fall fragrances, because I find that this is going to be perfect for fall, definitely partake because it's so pretty. It's subtle and it's pretty and it's a must-have. Now, when I smelled Aegon Bronze for the very first time, it was immediately that stereotypical summer fragrance. You know, it's like the salt water in air dried beach hair, you know? It's like ocean swept and Moana and vanilla and coconut. And I wish that my natural essence smelled like this. It is so pleasant, it's clean, and it's just beautiful. Augustus, shit, and Kima are gonna be more of the masculine scents in my opinion. They're very aquatic, they're very green, and I don't really like these scents. As I mentioned before, everything kind of dries down into a second skin. Oh no, it broke. Oh no. I think Augustus is no longer with us. So next is a complete lack of judgment on my part. I thought that it'd be fun to kind of revisit my favorite fragrances that I wore in high school. Picture it, Sicily, 1922. Clinique Happy was just released to pure pandemonium. But something has clearly changed in the 30 years since I've worn this. Could be my nose, it could be the formula. We're never gonna know, but it used to smell so bright and vivid and juicy and citrus, and it was a mood elevator. And now it dries down into this super synthetic, headache-inducing cigarette. It smells like a cigarette, and she is too expensive to smell that cheap. So another Lattafa fragrance that I tried in the last couple of months that also has a cult following is called Vintage Radio. And opposed to the Angham that I mentioned earlier, this one is phenomenal. Although I have to be in the mood for it because she is a pungent girl, let me tell you.
Stings the nostrils.
And I guess the best way to describe the way this perfume smells is you're in a vintage nightclub, okay? And somebody next to you is burning a Swisher Sweet cigar, and somebody comes and puts plum preserves on your plate. It's a super unique combination, but it somehow works. And it's also extremely unisex, so anybody can wear it. I have heard nothing but rave reviews on the 7 Virtues Strawberry Jam fragrance, and so I went on the Sephora website and I bought a travel size. If there's a travel size on a fragrance that I'm interested in, I'm gonna get that before I invest, and I'm so glad that I did it that way because this fragrance is horrific. If you take an 80s strawberry shortcake doll, you know they have that smell, and then you grind it up with sidewalk chalk and PVC, that is what my nose picks up. That I don't know what it is because I had a visceral reaction. I actually gagged, like, and I sent that sucker back the very same day that I got it in the mail. I did have an unexpected turn of events that I thought that I would talk about because it's kind of pertinent to the conversation and I thought it was kind of funny. So you know those little paper perfume samples that you used to get in Vogue magazines and Cosmopolitan, and now you just get them every once in a while in like an Ulta magazine? These. Well, never in my 46 years have I ever purchased a perfume based on these because usually they don't smell very good and they kind of all smell the same until this one. So this is the Better World Fragrance House. It's by Drake. Don't tell anybody, but it has on one side Summer Mink, and then on the other side, Cloud R, and I bought both. So this is what the travel size of Summer Mink looks like, and it's sweet, and it's creamy, and it's luxurious, and it smells like an aromatherapy spa in the best way possible. And if you like Lancome's La Vie Belle, but it's a little bit too sweet for you, this is gonna be a more balanced, beautiful version of that. It is so good. This is one of the best fragrances that I've ever tried, bar none. Now, Cloud R, on the other hand, is still gonna be creamy, it's still gonna be sweet, but it's a more toned down, richer version. It's luxurious, it's freshly washed, fixed hair, it's a nice car with some of your favorite stack of books. Another fragrance that I adore and I was gonna get a full size of until I found those is Giorgio Armani's My Way. Now this is an extremely jasmine dominant fragrance. If you don't like jasmine, you're not gonna like this at all. I got a deluxe sample from Sephora last year and I started mixing it with Pacifica's Blue Moon body spray, and it's also a hairspray as well. And I made a frankincense, and this is what it looks like. Get it? Frankincense? It's a frankincense. And I wear this sucker to bed every single night without fail. It's relaxing and it's calming, and it tones down the strength of the Giorgio Armani My Way, but also enhances the Pacifica Blue Moon. It's perfect. It works in perfect synergy. The second to last fragrance that I tried in the last couple of months is called Chasing Sunset by Replica, and my youngest daughter is a huge Replica fan, specifically by the fireplace. She loves that. It's on her Christmas list every single year. I really haven't found a perfume from them that wows me enough to spend that coin because they are proud of their fragrances, let me tell you. And Chasing Sunset isn't necessarily a bad fragrance per se, but it starts off very tropical and mango. It has a super fast mango burst, and then it dries down to a little bit old lady for me, and that's just not what I'm looking for. It's super tuberose and Aquanet. And baby, I can get Aquanet at Dollar General. And now finally, the extremely popular Burberry Her Elixir. This is a flanker that's been on the lips of every single perfume content creator out there in the interwebs. I'm not even kidding. Like, everybody's talking about it. And you know, I can see where all the hype is coming from because it's a very strong gourmand, and gourmand is super popular right now. And if you squint your eyes enough, it turns into a really, really thick, heavy, creamy strawberry milkshake. It is extremely powerful on the initial application though. Like, a little bit goes a very long way, and it's almost too much for me. Like, that's the big drawback. I wore it the other day to run errands, and whenever I got into my hot car, it was instant nausea, like, ugh. And then poof, it was gone. It was like a South Park meme.
It's gone. It's all gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
So yeah, that was every single perfume that I tried in the last couple of months. Rapid fire edition. Let me know which one is your favorite. Which one is your least favorite? Have you tried any of these? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you found this video helpful, enjoyable, or a little bit entertaining, maybe a little informative, please give it a like and a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I always appreciate each and every one of you. Please stay safe and stay healthy in this wild, crazy, weird world that we're living in. Good Lord. And I'm going to be seeing y'all very, very soon. Bye.
Yeah, I'd like to order 6 bottles of scotch and 3 bottles of gin.